this is Jennifer, and I just wanted to show you a really simple way to make digital badges using Google Drawings. So you'll start with Google Drive, open a new project, a Google Drawing project specifically, and you're going to get a screen that looks like this. We're going to go ahead and select the title and name it Badge, and you can then customize a specific badge if that's what you're working on, a number of them. We want to make sure that the size of the place that we have to work here is going to be the right size. So I'm going to start with File and come down to Page Setup. So the default is a standard 4:3 ratio, and we want to customize that to our specific size. So we're going to use the drop down and select Custom. And by default, it is organizing in inches. We want it to be in pixels. So we're going to change this to 512 by 512 pixels just to get a good size to work with. So now we have the square that's going to become our badge. And we can use the different tools within the setup here to get what we want. So I'm going to start with a rectangle. I'm going to draw my rectangle. And there's that blue color. I don't want the blue color, so I'm going to come up to the fill color and select something else. I have a line color, which is black, but I want it to be a little thicker, so I'm going to come to line weight and make that a little larger. Now, to make sure this is exactly where I want it on my square, then all I have to do is click and kind of drag it around until I get those crosshairs. So when I have a perfect crosshair, that means it's perfectly symmetrical in the center of my space that I'm working with. So I've got a square. I'm going to throw a circle on top of that. Again, I want to make sure that it's the right color, so I can change that if I want. I can change the line weight. So I can change all of those things and customize it. I can also toss on a picture if I want. So maybe I want a trophy, and I want it to be clip art. And if I'm going to select search within this particular tool, that also means that these are already approved for copyright. So I'm going to pick this one, and it's going to get dropped on top. It's pretty big, as you can see, so I can use those handles to kind of resize. Again, I click it and drag it around to get it where I want it to be. Now, if I clicked in any of these spaces that I created, the shapes, I could automatically start to type. But since those are buried underneath my picture here, I'm going to add a text box, and I'm going to put that here. Let's see. We'll go ahead and justify in the middle, in the center, and I'm going to say first place blogger. Make sure my capitalization is correct. And then I can use the tools to decide which font, color, and size and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and snag that. I'm going to go with a different font. I can make it bigger if I want. Now, it's kind of getting lost here, so a cool way to fix that, if I click on the text box itself, I can come up to the fill color, and I can make the text box have a back-filled color. I'm going to pick that same really bright blue, but then it covers up part of my trophy. So the way to fix that is to go back to your fill color and come down to the customize, where I have the ability to make it darker, or this other one that gives me the ability to change its translucence. So I'm going to jump down here closer to the bottom where it's less opaque, and notice that I now can see the background, but it's kind of popped out as well. So I can just continue to customize and play with whatever I want to do to make it the way I want it to be. Okay, so depending on how I'm going to use this particular badge, I'm going to go to my file, and if I'm needing a badge that has an attached URL link, I'm going to want to use the publish to the web option and say yes. We're going to publish to the web. Notice the image size is already the size that we made, which is what was 512 by 512. And after I click publish, it's going to say, are you sure? I'm going to say okay. And then here's the link that I can copy and paste into where I need to put the URL for my picture. So if that's what I need is a URL, then I've got it already just by selecting the publish, and it gives me that link already. If I need this to actually put the file somewhere, then I could go to File, and then I could choose Download As, and I have several different image files. So based on if this is something you're printing, if you're something that you're putting on something else, or if you're going to put it in a website that requires a URL, choose how you publish. So it's really that simple, and you can make as many of these as you need to. Make them as fancy as you want, as simple as you want. Get kids involved in creating their badges, but just using Google Drawing, resizing the space you have to work with, and then layering on the graphics and the text makes a very simple digital badge in a very quick manner. I hope you find this helpful. Have a great day. If you want to learn more, visit my website at www.teachinnovate.learn.com.